Welcome back, hard forkers, to our regular Play to Earn show that hasn't been so regular for a while. Our apologies. We'll talk you through what we've been up to. Firstly, welcome back, Mr. Gonzo. How are you, sir?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Just holding it down.
Very good. Look, we're going to be giving away some Nine Chronicles tokens later in the show. We'll be announcing the winners, letting you know what other giveaways and opportunities to not only play to earn, but really have a ownership in hard forking moving forward. We've also got a number of jobs we'll be talking about. If you're finding us for the first time, stick around, check it out, see what you think. We'll be doing this again on the regular. This is very much a welcome back show. It's going to be short and sweet. Now, kicking it off with projects that we have been covering extensively, and one that you were very much instrumental in putting together, Mr. Gonzo, is a partnership just announced in the last 24 hours between Nine Chronicles and Revamon. So tell us about this multiverse invasion.
Yeah, we've got characters from both metaverses crossing over into each other's metaverses, which is kind of crazy. So in Revamon, you'll be able to hunt these see the little guy on the right there, that little mushroom thingy guy. He's going to grow up. He's going to have different levels. He's going to become more powerful in Revamon. So that's happening later. But the first stage is we're going to get Revamon characters in Nine Chronicles. So there's a dimensional gap, and this little guy is squeezed through. So this is going to be interesting to see this develop. There's all kinds of crazy stuff happening between these two guys, and this is the first step, and there's more stuff happening in the next week. All the details are in the article here, so check that out.
Okay, fantastic. Now, while we're talking about Nine Chronicles, I'm just going to jump over to the website. Now, there's a hell of a lot happening in the background here, people. So firstly, what has happened with hard forking? It's actually been in place for a while, but we're really pulling the trigger on this now. We are a DAO. Now, there's 3 different types of DAOs. We're a legal DAO. Now, the whole rationale behind this is that we want to turn hard forking into a community-owned company. I mean, this is a legal entity that you can own a piece of. How do you go about that? Obviously, we're not selling equity in the company at all here. It's to be earned. So in addition to making payments in stable coins for your contributions to the community, you can actually also earn the token. Now, we're very much in the beta stage of testing this out on the website. We've got to get this right. But at the moment, if you are registered on the website, and you need to be, so please jump over and get yourself registered. There's only 58 of you on there at the moment. There should be a hell of a lot more than that. But effectively, the way this is going to work is you're accumulating points at the moment. Now, this is, as I say, just very much a test until we pull the trigger in the coming weeks. But we will be looking at who has accumulated points, and we'll communicate how we'll be converting those moving forward. So look, get over to the website and get yourself registered. While we're here, we're giving away 209 Chronicles to winners. So let's find out who they were. Nine Chronicles giveaway. All right. Congratulations to Gail and Chris Vigo. So, guys, if you can jump on to the discussion tab, put your Nine Chronicles address in there, and I will send you those prizes. Look, I know the frustration with Nine Chronicles for many of you has been that you just simply aren't able to play it at the moment without a mobile version or Mac version. Those are coming. We've still got a pool of community tokens that we will continue to give away for that project, and many others that we're talking to at the moment. So thoughts on Revamon and Nine Chronicles? You've had experience with both of these projects. I'll give you mine in a moment. What do you got to say?
Well, the last couple months have been kind of rough for everybody. The metaverse is no different, right? we saw that massive hype in June, July, August, metaverse, everybody's buying, everything's getting inflated, right? But the difference is that these guys, they just kept building, right? They didn't go away. They didn't disappear. They're still there. The developers are still coding. The playtesters are still doing their stuff. They're just building. And that's what happens, right? Like as you get into this for a longer time frame, you realize that the short-term volatility is kind of a distraction from the long-term goal, right? So, Revamon keeps building. They keep adding stuff. Nine Chronicles, they keep building. They keep improving, right? The token price has gone, right? But just so long as the community is growing and the game is expanding, that's what we're doing. We're just holding on, watching what happens. And this is a cool little way the last couple of days, the market's turned around a little bit. Then you get a little partnership like this, a little bit of hype, people have a bit of profit, right? And that's how the cycle starts, right?
Yeah.
You get the big players. They've decided, okay, you know what? We've let everything out long enough. It's time to pump our Ethereum Classic and Dash bags, right? And you'll see these tokens doing like 30% on a day where everything else is dead. So it seems like the turn right now is coming up. So all the projects, that we've been talking about for the last year, they're still around. They haven't disappeared, right? There's, when we first started, we were doing less game focused stuff and more just any projects. Some of them, a lot of them have disappeared, right? The legal troubles, rug pulls, what else? Just like lack of interest, right? Things just wither up and die.
Yeah, absolutely. The market is maturing. I think the last show we did, I really voiced my concerns at that point. You had the influencers talking, 10,000 X gains by this gaming token. I literally threw my hands in the air and I needed a break from the space. It's not what hard forking's been about from the get-go. Anyone that has followed us and is part of the community knows that, moving forward, we're endeavoring to partner with good companies and DAOs that have longevity. And while the last season of Nine Chronicles was immensely frustrating for me, I simply couldn't log in. There was no way I would load the game. I completely missed the first week. It was highly frustrating, and I'll be careful of the language that I'll use. But what I do like about that community is obviously it's quite unique. They're aiming to be completely decentralized. That comes with issues and teething problems, but the community continues to grow. The development is constantly there. The communication is outstanding. I'm still putting my name behind it as a great long-term play. They're not upping and disappearing and buying Lamborghinis like you've seen with a lot of these other founders of games with great little show reels to get you to part with your hard-earned cash and invest in those things. So, look, it is shark-infested waters. That's typical of crypto. The gaming space is no different. So, look, it's our role to help educate you. But, look, I want to go back to the website on that note. Now, we're really trying to build a community here. As I say, we're probably about a month away from completely pulling the trigger and announcing exactly how the token's going to work and be rewarded. But get in there now. But it's very, very simple actions are going to be helping you accumulate points at this point. But as I say, we need a few more weeks just to sort of stress test this, make sure that we don't get a bunch of bots coming in here and sucking up the giveaways, prizes, and ultimately equity. But effectively, what you're going to see when you get to this website is I wouldn't call it a shambles. It's a work in progress. We debated whether we sort of held fire for even longer period of time to get it to a point. And what we've kind of decided is no, let's build this out together. So there's a whole heap of jobs that are available. We desperately need graphic designers who can come in and help build out, the various tabs. We need writers. We need content creators right across the board. So there's everything from writing articles on the website, community managers. On that note, congratulations to Bill. We've brought him in as the manager for the Axie upgrades and new scholars. Those forms will be on the site in the next 48 hours. So if you do need a team upgrade, get to the website, request that there. Look, we're going to go more in depth next week But really what I would love to see more of you doing now is just get registered on the website. You're going to need to be for the jobs, for the actual hard forking token, for the various giveaways that are going to be happening on the regular. So get in there, people. Check it out. And we'll cover that in more detail next week. But what I will say is we are literally the first media company ever to have such a structure. There are a few other YouTubers that do it with NFTs, but this is a legal DAO. And I want to emphasize that over some of the other things that you see happening in the space around DAOs. This is an ownership of the company that you're rewarded for your efforts. We're not selling this token. It's not a utility token. Quite unique. We're right at the forefront of how I see the blockchain space evolving. So, Mr. Gonzo, Axie, what's going down? What are your thoughts? Lots of frustration. I know you paid your scholars 100% of the earnings last pay run. We did the same. We'll continue to do that for the time being. So I know there's a lot of frustration around the earnings. Give us your thoughts. What's been happening in Axie land?
Just back to the DAO. Does that mean we won't get arrested?
We won't get arrested. No, okay. No. This is a fully legal structure. There will be no knock on the door from the SEC. Where you do get arrested in these scenarios is effectively soliciting a sale of this token, which we're in no way, shape, or form doing. This is, a token that content creators such as Mr. Gonzo, we're laying out a very clear path for people that do come in and create content. Here's how you earn it. Here's how you're going to be able to sell it. There'll be a secondary market. As I say, look, it's taken a bit longer than anticipated because, this is not a invented out of thin air utility token. We've got to make sure the functionality on the website is going to work correctly. So the more of you that get on there and help us stress test that, the better, the quicker we can roll this out. But we won't get arrested. Lots of people will get arrested in this space, though, I think, but that's another conversation for another day.
Exactly. So back in Axie land, it's been rough. There's been a bunch of changes from removing, the 50 SLP for doing your PvE matches. They restructured how the SLP rewards are in PvP. There's been, over the span of 6 months, there's been, double the more users. Like there's millions and millions of players now. And we've seen SLP completely get drained out. So the value combined with the lack of earning SLP inside the game has made the game very unprofitable for a lot of scholars. I mean, it's not unprofitable. It's just they're not making as much as they were last August, right? So it's been really difficult. The game's hard. It's frustrating. There's lots of, anguish. I can hear it and angst amongst the scholars, which, I get it. It's difficult. It's the bear market, right? Stuff happens like that. And so what I decided was that, just let these guys, they've played their time, they can earn all the SLP here while it's really down low here just to make it almost worthwhile, but it's not, I think the thing with Axie is, like I've said a million times, it's a waiting room game because the rest of the universe is coming with Origins, right? And then the land play. So again, it's another really, really long-term project. And what we've seen was the first true, like almost massive adoption, but it's not quite there yet. The next one, I think, is the massive adoption, right? Everybody's been talking about massive adoption for crypto. And, Axie was really, really close to hitting that, right? And that'll be like the next wave. As everything goes in crypto, you get this exponential growth with new technology, right? So that next wave is going to make the next previous wave look like child's play, right? They've made it, it's going to be way easier to onboard, right? It's going to be free to play. You're going to be able to get on the App Store, the Apple Store. So the onboarding process is going to be a lot simpler. And they've got a massive marketing push to go with it. There's like community is growing, everybody's building, right? It takes 1 or 2 events, and then the price action goes crazy, and then everybody's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm making money again. And then all of a sudden you get this massive wave where people come back in because, hey, we're making money again. And then you get the hype videos and
yeah, correct. I mean, look, I think it's
$1,000 a day playing this.
I mean, would you agree that it obviously has been a cash grab from a lot of these projects?
Let's look at this.
On one extreme, you've just got almost criminal behavior. At the other extreme, just guys who didn't put together correct economic or tokenomic models. The space is maturing. It'll get better. From our point of view, it's been great to build the community, to see people learn about all aspects of Bitcoin, blockchain, and crypto. I love seeing the fact that the Play to Earn community follow the other content we put out as well. So I'd like to think that you're well ahead of the curve now. Moving into this year, things are going to move even faster. So opportunities are right across the board in the blockchain space, not just in Play to Earn, is what we're about here. And I just want to quickly jump back to the website because, look, as I say, the opportunity to earn an income with us it's here. So look, we've got multiple roles that we're wanting to hire, fill, and make you owners of what we're doing here. So it's not just about play to earn. That's what this show is obviously all about. But please get over here and register. Have a dig around on the website. If you've got skill sets that you think we can use right now, as I say, right from graphic designers, writers, and ultimately where we're trying to go with what we're doing is, make it a lot of user-generated content. We've come from sort of a documentary making background. We're looking to do a lot of that type of content. So in the coming weeks, we're going to be talking through how you can submit video content. We've got thousands of dollars in prizes coming up, everything from digital nomads, telling us about your experiences in the Play to Earn space. We're also going to be talking with Mr. Gonzo next week about something pretty interesting he's involved in and how we're creating different pathways for people involved in this community to go even further in the space. So, we're trying to stay ahead of the curve. We'd like to think we've done that since our inception.
On that note, Sean.
Sorry?
On that note.
Yep.
I would like to implore all the scholars, everybody in the community that has access to a laptop or a PC to start playing Spider Tanks. This is a game that's completely finished. You can play it, practice it, get really good at it. And the Play to Earn is coming in the next quarter. It was pushed back from this quarter, which is 3 days left. So within the next month, this game will be earnable. But the thing with every game is you have to learn it and get good at it, right? And it's a very standard game model, like the multiplayer battler, right? Online. There's, teams of 3, you find some friends, you play together, practice, get good, so that when the game turns on, you're going to be able to earn faster than everybody else. It's like, ooh, they're waiting for the hype cycle. Get in there before, just as a tip, we've called a couple before, Axie Town and some other ones beforehand. So this, I think, with all my experience, this is going to be the next one. So if you guys want to get in there early, this is it.
Okay. On that note, how about we throw it out to the community? Why don't you start submitting anything from a short video on spider tanks to how-to guides to short articles, and we'll announce a prize that we'll give away on next week's show specifically around that project. But I want to get you in the habit of contributing to the community in more than just likes and comments on videos. That's all great. But one of the reasons that we're going down the path of utilizing the website, it might seem antiquated and old-fashioned to some people, but as you know, our YouTube channel got taken down for a number of weeks last year, and I fully have to plan around that happening again. Censorship and cancel culture is only getting bigger and bigger, unfortunately. So look, we're trying to protect the business, the community against these sort of scenarios. We're going to be on multiple platforms, and obviously having a website where everyone knows, okay, we can always find what's going on there. The Discord will continue to be used. I want to emphasize that, but I do think building out the website as a portal that we can kind of defend in a way. Yes, websites can also be taken down. But look, that's the rationale behind that. So please get involved. We'll come up with a prize, but a good sort of proof of concept here for next week's show. Let's see who submits some content around spider tanks. and we'll announce what that prize will be via our Twitter accounts and on the website in the coming days. So before we wrap it up, Mr. Gonzo, just sort of your thoughts on the overall space, the good and the bad that you're seeing.
Good and the bad that I see. I've been trying to put the blinders on a little bit. There's so much stuff happening, bad, between the viruses and the world wars and the economic crises and stuff. And, I've just been trying to focus on some good stuff that's happening. And there's going to be volatility for sure. There's crazy stuff happening. So, one event's going to cause everything to bleed out, and one other event's going to cause everything to pump up again. Just got to be ready for volatility, right? Have your plan, kind of stick to it, find some good projects that you like, support them, with both your attention and sweat equity and help with different projects. Like, that's where good communities are built. So if you find projects where that's happening, those are pretty good ones to stick in and support. And that's just what I've been doing, trying to stay positive with everything and keep building.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you raised a couple of important points there. Unbelievably, we come out of COVID and we get some idiots that take us to the brink of World War III. I'm still sort of can't get over this one, but as I've commented on in some recent videos, I think what we're doing here, just if we even just look at this specific community, the fact that there's people from all over the world, we're communicating regularly, we're exchanging value, we're creating business opportunities together. It is these type of networks, these interactions, these new friendships, these ways to exchange value, generate value, that stops wars. I think what we're doing, I see a real purpose in that. It's the reason that I've come back to creating content, to this new structure with a new vigor for the space. I'm taking the geopolitical situation extremely seriously, and as Mr. Gonzo said there, it will cause wild fluctuations in the traditional markets and therefore in the crypto space. But I think the key point here on a positive note is that we can do something very special together. Let's stay present, let's stay in the moment, let's stay positive, let's keep building. It's tough. It's a tough situation out there for everyone, but creating these networks, the crypto space is going to play its role, and we are doing that. We have been doing that together for a long time now. Let's take it to the next level. On that note, get over to the website, get registered with us. There'll be lots of announcements from myself and Mr. Gonzo in the coming days, leading into next week's show. But look, great to be back into it with you, buddy. And we'll be back here next week. So closing thoughts from you.
Stay positive, keep building.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Congratulations to the winners of the NCG this week. We're really going to ramp up the giveaways. But as I say, we want to create a situation where, you're really getting involved in the community rather than just a straight out prize for actually doing something. So get that Spider Tank content coming in. I'll post on the website the other things that we desperately need. There's lots of jobs here with us. So get involved, people. We'll see you next time. Thanks very much.
So